Compound interest, the eighth wonder of the world. Hello guys, today I'd like to explain to you a little bit about how the compound interest works and why you should have it for you. So to be really fair with y'all, if you understand how compound interest works, then you're one step ahead than most people. If you're trying to become financially stable, you need to understand you're only going to become a millionaire if you understand how investing works and how compound interest works. And because again, you can make money with your work, but if you know how to invest it, it all comes down to time until you lose all of your money and you go bankrupt again. So you need to have your work and you need to be making money with your work right now, but you got to understand how investment works, how compound interest works, so you can keep the money for the rest of your life, because there's no money in making money and then spending it and losing it and go back to zero, right? So basically compound interest is the money exponentially growing over time. So that's how you turn $1,000 into $10,000 or $10,000 into $100,000 or $100,000 into $1 million, and so on and so on, and even millions of millions of millions. That's how people get rich, you know. And I know it's very extreme saying it, but literally that's how the rich get rich, you know. They have their company or whatever they're doing, they make money, they invest this money, they do compound interest for the rest of their lives. And they end up spending more money than what they're actually making, and then on the long run, on the long term, they actually transform a million into millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. And now that's literally how you get rich, how you become a multimillionaire. So let's say, for example, we have 1,000. I have a compounding calculator here, compounding interest calculator here. Let's say we have $1,000, for example, and then I'm assuming you have your savings account or your checkings account, and you're earning a little bit of interest in your account. It could be maybe 3% a year, 4% a year, or even more. I don't know your strategy. You could be having any strategy, but just for example, we're gonna talk about this strategy today. So for example, say you have $1,000 and then you earn 3% up interest rate in a month. Okay, I know it's a lot. I know you're probably wondering how am I going to be making 3% a month? Just bear with me. We're going to talk about this later, but it's just for example, right? 3% off $1,000, it's only $30, which is almost nothing. It barely buys you McDonald's, right? But it is something. It is something on the long run. On the long run, you have to see and look. You have to look at compound interest on the long run versus then the short run, right? The short run is really not, there's really not that it's gonna do to you, but on the long run, it could really change your life, right? It's the only thing that you have in your disposal. So I would say, so if you're earning 3% every month, and for 1 month that's nothing, but for a extended period of time, let's say 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years down the line, you could transform this money into a whole lot more. So for example, if you're earning $1,000 a month, if you're earning $1,000 and you just don't add up anything, you're not depositing anything, you just leave $1,000 there and you wait there for 10 years. In 10 years, you're gonna have roughly $34,000 worth of income right now. So basically you 34th X time, I don't even know how to say that in English, but basically you transform $1,000 into 34 times more than what you had previously saying. And still, yes, it's not a lot of money. Of course, you're not gonna get rich with it. It's just an example, but that's just how the system works in here. And that's how you will start earning knowledge and how you can build a strategy for the long run and for your retirement plan. So that's what you need to understand. So you earned $34,000. You transformed $1,000 into $34,000. So 34 times more or 33 times more, whatever, without depositing anything. And let's say right now, just by adding $100 to the equation every month. So you had your initial $1,000 in there, but you are depositing from your work or whatever case is, you're depositing $100, just $100 every month for 10 years straight, no floss, no nothing. you're gonna be earning, of course, you have to exclude the inflation. There's also the inflation afterwards, but I'm not gonna talk about the inflation now. We're only talking about this specifically. So you deposited $100 plus you had initially $1,000. In 10 years, you're gonna have $150,000. So, whoa, that is a lot. That is something more right now, right? That is something a little bit more significant on the long term. Just by you adding up $1,000. So, sorry, $100 every month. If we're adding up $200, for example, right, earning 3% a month, you would have transformed $1,000 into $266,000. Now we start talking, right? And this is how, guys, this is how you're gonna be able to make your retirement plan this way. It's all about working, right? Saving up and then investing and then letting the compound interest exponentially grow your income, right? And it's like a snowball effect that the longer the time passes, time is in your favor, the more money you're gonna be earning on the long run, and then on the long run you can start actually using it for your life, but you don't use it on the short term. So for example, say you start today with $10,000, right? And you have an interest rate of 3%. It could be on stocks or anywhere in the world. This is just a topic for another video on how you're gonna be earning 3% a month or 2% a month or 1% a month or whatever. It's just another topic, but it's just, we're gonna be covering up this later. If you had $10,000 today, let's say it's all of your net worth, and then you're earning 3% interest rate, and you're investing $200 every month for 10 years, you would have roughly $578,000. So it's more than $500,000 in your net worth. And now we start talking, because now you actually start to make really good money. Now you can grow older than this, and it only goes further and further and further. The longer we stretch out this line, this stretch band, right, the more money you're going to be earning. Of course, there are more things that we need to talk about as well to cover up. It's not that simple, right? It's really not that simple, but it's definitely and very possible, and that's how we do the strategy to become multimillionaire. So that's one of the ways. Let's say, for example, you're not just doing this for 10 years, but you're doing this for 15 years. If you're doing this for 15 years, you're not at 578,000 anymore. You are literally at $3,442,000 in 15 years off your net worth. So you would have transformed 10,000 into $3,442,000. So that is a whole lot of money. Now we start to really see the strength, and that's why they call it the eighth wonder of the world. It's because, yes, it takes a long time, but if you wait and you're patient enough and you're working as hard as you can to save up and even specializing in your area to make more money, then chances are you're going to become a millionaire or a multimillionaire, or at least by the end of this journey, you're going to have more money than you had when you started previously. Of course, if you do the right thing, because there are a lot of things that could go wrong as well. But if you know what you're doing, then you have a higher probability of this working than not working, right? There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee, because you're not going to make 3% a month with any type of super safe interest rate, right? You're not going to be able to make 3% a month in a fixed income, for example. So you need to be a little bit more aggressive in your investments. But even if you're being aggressive, if you know what you're doing and you know how to strategize, if you know how to work with the risk, how you have a really good risk management, then you're likely to be successful more than not, basically. And again, let me just do one other example, then we're gonna cut out this video. So let's say, for example, you have, again, I'm gonna just say again, you have the same $10,000 initially today, and you have a little bit more money, you're able to save up a little more, you have a better degree, you have a better, you make more money, or you have 2-3 jobs, whatever, I don't know. Well, you're able to save up more than $200 a month. So let's say, for example, you're able to save $1,000 a month every month for 15 years. I know it is a lot, but for 15 years, if you consistently follow this plan and you don't slack off, and if you have a good strategy, you would have transformed $10,000 initially in 15 years, depositing $1,000 every month into $9 million. And now you're officially retired. If you have $9 million right now in your bank account, then you're very privileged, you know what I'm saying? And you're pretty much well off. You know, you can do a bunch of things. Now you're free, now you have more time. And then that's how people succeed. That's one of the strategies on how you can succeed financially. And again, all the things I say to you, all the things that I say on this YouTube is just for your own good and for your own growth. That's what I do for me in my life. I have my own compound interest, and you should have your own compound interest. So there's a formula of how compound interest works. Basically, you earn a interest of the month. And then let's say, for example, you earned, let's say you have $10,000 and then you earn 3% in a month, that's $300. And then the next month, you're gonna earn 3% off $10,300 versus just the $10,000 initially that you had. And then you compound it on the long term, on the long run, month after month after month after month. There's a formula for this. It's a little bit complicated though, but that's how it works. I'm just trying to be as simple as possible. But the idea here is just to make you understand how the time can work in your favor and how you can use compound interest to grow financially. Because again, it's all about becoming stable financially. It's all about earning more, gaining more opportunities, and having more opportunities. So let's say right now you're not really happy with the job you have, with the work you have, and you try to make more money. You're trying to earn an extra amount of income, and you don't know what to do. And the only thing you can do is just save up money. Well, saving up and investing into any type of investments that we're going to be talking about later, it is a good strategy for you to retire. But you need to see what is your risk appetite. You need to see what you're going to be investing on, and what you're going to be doing for you to reach to this point. And if you're going to be able to consistently wait, because a lot of people, they want to rush into living this life. They want to rush into start using this money. And of course, there are things that could happen in the middle of the journey as well. We never know. A lot of the times we have some inconvenience. Sometimes we need to withdraw some of the money because there's an emergency, and so on, because that's life, you know. If everything was perfect, then it would have been super easy. It's not that simple. I'll just do it for 15 years. I know it. I know in a perfect world, that's what it would happen. And then there's the life's challenge, like life challenges you for you to not do this. So this is why it's not that easy. But with this channel right here, I'll try to do everything I can to help you growing yourself financially, so you can have more opportunities and become happier, and just live a better life for you as well. You know, and then I want you to become better, right? So this is why I do these videos. And of course, I want to be able to just learn and teach what I know for people, and so on. So thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you understood a little bit, and I'm sorry about stuttering. It's just because it's not my native language, and I say this all the time, and it's super hard for me to be speaking English, but I am making all the effort that I can to make you understand what I'm trying to say. So I hope you understood it. If you have any suggestions, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys, see you later. Thank you so much for watching.